So yeah, I just got back from Symbolic World. Um, Sunburned the ever living crap out of myself on the beach, but these things happen. I was having a conversation earlier tonight, and wanted to kind of share the convo because we were talking about Netflix and streaming services. And let me be clear about this: do the math. Streaming services are never going to work, except for Netflix, which killed its own company a while ago due to a couple factors. This is more, I've talked about this before, about Netflix destroying the world. No, really, the whole world. Like, yeah, just one company. Or more properly, people following what they think Netflix is doing without having any clue as to what's happening, including Netflix themselves to some extent. So you've got this uh, rather brilliant tech that they use. Their innovation is actually in hardware, just like Google, not in software, not in algorithms, hardware. What they do is a normal streaming service, you might have a cloud, maybe you use Amazon's cloud, whatever, and you hook that up. And basically, pretty much everywhere you go on the internet, you pay for bandwidth. So every customer costs you something, right? So for every customer, there's a cost. And in a good scalable business, end customers, after that, it's all profit. Netflix has that model because they don't pay for bandwidth, or at least they don't pay much for bandwidth. So how do they get away with this? Well, this is easy. You go to the cable companies and they say, hey, cable companies, we want your customers to have a quick, easy time getting streaming stuff. We'll give you a box for every one of your nodes that you can give to your customers to give them instant access to the library. And they have this big disk box. It's actually really cool. Like, the tech is cool. There's a big streaming disk box and a controller box. And that's what they put in there. And then every movie and show on Netflix is on every single box. And they're updated over the net. Now, the thing about this is, it's technically a private cloud, but they're hosting it, I believe, for free, if the information I have is correct. They host it for free. They have to pay for the hardware and deliver it. But no matter how many times you watch something, they don't pay an additional fee. Cable company gets to control the traffic, right? And it's all their local traffic, which they own. So they just add more fiber, no problem. It doesn't cost them any more money either. And they have open rack space because they don't sell rack space for the most part. They don't. They have open cage space because they might have needed it in the past and don't need it anymore, or they over provisioned, as they often do, or they're provisioned for future, and it's really no big deal to use 4, 8, 16U for per priest node or whatever. No, it wouldn't be priest nodes, but per pop, roughly speaking, for streaming service. Streaming service updates once into the cable network. That gets disseminated for free. So it's one bandwidth cost. Boom. Everybody's updated. Cable companies, customers are happy, and they get to manage their own bandwidth, right? They're not paying extra peering fees or anything like that. I don't think you pay peering fees. You didn't used to. Netflix has a one-time push fee to each cable provider, which is tiny. Tiny. Everybody else does not have this. So they can't compete with Netflix because the business model is wrong. Now, Netflix amasses an enormous amount of money, starts to buy their own content, overpays for it. Whole market of content gets too expensive as Amazon Prime competes for talent and everybody else. Then the talent pool spreads out. Now no one's talented anymore because the talented people are spread too thin, and you just get crappy content. It's only one factor, but it's a big factor. You do that with writers, for example, and you're done. You're finished. That happened. And that's Netflix destroying the world. Or rather, people following Netflix and destroying the world because they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand there's cool tech and a cool business model behind it. And that actually makes a difference. If you just say, oh, it's cool software with containers and microservices, it's not, and it sucks. It's a terrible model for almost every piece of software ever written. Should not be using microservices, or especially not containers. Containers is works on my machine spread to the internet. Worst idea ever. Then you get random bugs, which you see all the time. So yeah, Netflix destroys the world. Think about it. Think about it. Yeah, and now media costs a lot of money and it sucks all at the same time. Yeah, when you put something in reverse demand, in other words, you're trying to create supply by increasing money, that doesn't work. And you can say, oh, it's just demand. If you increase demand past capacity in a dynamic system, it spreads out and the quality drops. So you can do it, but the cost is quality. And that's what you see. And that's why you see it. I hope this is helpful. I'm not doing a roll up of Symbolic World Summit on here anyway, but maybe not at all. Maybe with other people. We'll see. Check out Navigating Patterns for that. In the meantime, Netflix bad.